Alright, so a bit of backstory. I've been trying to build e-commerce brands for the past 8 months. I haven't hit it big, I haven't made a shitload of money, and I'm not necessarily like I've got the answers to everything because I don't. But I think the key thing is here that I've been doing this for 8 months now, and this video isn't about e-commerce, but just lessons I've learned in general about entrepreneurship, whether that's about mindset, discipline, all that sort of stuff. I believe I've genuinely become a different person along this journey, and the trajectory of my life is going to change based on these actions. But yeah, I feel like I can get a lot of value across in this video. Just whether it resonates with you, whether it doesn't, let me know. But yeah, let's get started. I think as well, really quickly, I'd just like to get the point across again that I haven't made a lot of money. I haven't made any money, matter of fact. I am at a net negative, but I just feel like I can get something across in this video, and the whole point of this channel is for me to document my journey. Quite honestly, I am extremely uncomfortable with even posting these videos, but I'm just constantly going to keep pushing myself out of my comfort zone. I hope you enjoy the video. If you gain some value from it, do let me know. But I do appreciate anyone who does click on this video. Thank you. I think one of the things I had to come to terms with pretty quickly is that literally 99% of people won't get it. My personal change was pretty drastically quick. It was literally 1 week I was working a job I hated, and I was stuck in this quote unquote career that I didn't want to follow. And then literally the next week, when I decided I wanted to go all in, I just literally quit that job. I've went all in. I do have another job in the meantime, but it is purely for just putting more income towards what I'm actually doing. Like every single penny I make goes into my businesses. But one thing I learned from those changes is that you stop associating yourself with certain activities, and those activities, whether it is going out drinking, smoking, doing whatever, and when you have a lot of friends that do that, which isn't a bad thing whatsoever, and when you stop doing those things, it becomes very hard to explain to people sort of the transition you're going through, and you simply can't explain it in a way where everyone's going to understand it, and that's okay. You simply can't. But that was something I learned pretty early on, and you need to not worry about it. That's the main thing. Is if people are supposed to be in your life, they'll be in your life. If they're not, they're not. That's just as simple as it is. At least that's my philosophy on it. I don't lose sleep overnight when I'm not at parties, when I'm not out at the pub. I don't lose sleep over it. Maybe I will in 10 years. Maybe I'll look back on this and maybe be like, okay, maybe I should have went to a couple more. But right now, it's not something that is really in my priorities. And I do get that literally that is what everyone does at my age. So when I say to people that I'm not doing this anymore, I'm not doing that, it is weird. It's weird. You're a bit. It's just a weird thing to do. But that's something that I didn't quite expect. I thought that I would be able to keep the same social life, be around the same people all the time, and you can't. You simply can't, because when you want to stay focused on something, you have to be around those like-minded people that are going to help you along your journey. And however long that takes before you can start sort of mingling with people again, it's dependent on your journey. But that's just something I learned. I don't know if that makes any sense, but relatively speaking, it's just that literally you're going to have to deal with a lot of people that don't understand it, that think you're stupid, pretty much. Whether that's friends, family, people close to you, it's something I dealt with a lot early on. A lot of people have sort of left me to it now, but at the start that was something I really struggled with, because I used to be quite a big people pleaser, and it sort of, it did take a hit to me when I had to really just lock myself away and just keep going. I mean, the reality of it is I've literally just worked a 9-hour shift. I'm here, just got home probably about 2 hours ago. It's currently fucking midnight. I've got another shift tomorrow, but I've just sat there working on creatives for the past 2 hours, posted new ad sets, things like that. And that's the reality of it. I don't honestly know what day of the week it is right now, but that's just how it is. And you end up detaching yourself from those activities, which take away time from your goal. But that also comes with people not getting it, which is okay, and you'll learn to understand it. And not that I fully have yet, but it's just something I picked up on, and I still sort of take lessons from that every day. But yeah, don't know if that makes sense. I'm not really going to cut any of this, I'm just sort of speaking. But yeah, I think the second lesson I have definitely come to terms with as of recently is that it takes a lot longer than you initially think. I think when I first took that leap, the jump of going into this, I genuinely thought truly that within 3 months I would be making 10k a month. I would be doing this, and don't get me wrong, people have done it, and it is possible. I'm not going to sit here and say it's not, because there are definitely people that have done it. Whether they've went through the trials and tribulations to keep that wealth, I don't know, but it's definitely something that I've come to terms with as of recently. I'm 8 months in. I haven't made any substantial money. I am starting to get some form of traction, but I'm 8 months in. I have lost a lot of money. I have failed genuinely more times than I actually know now. I stopped counting. I used to count. I used to genuinely sit there and go, okay, I failed this many times, I've done this, I've lost count. But I think that's the reality of it. It isn't easy. It's painted extremely glamorously online now, that starting this shit is like extremely easy. Online money is easy. Getting everything you want is easy. And I think it is, but you have to crack it. You can't do it straight off the bat. And you look at all these big entrepreneurs where it's like, you look at fucking, I was listening to, I don't know if any of you guys listen to it, but the Founders podcast, where he's talking about Elon Musk, and just the amount of years it genuinely takes someone to build something of that sort of scale is ridiculous. And people don't know what goes into it. I don't know what goes into it. I've not spent nowhere near enough time, but it was definitely a hard hitter for me to take. It definitely demotivated me when I got to that 3rd month, that 4th month, and I was like, I've done nothing but lose money. And I've been doing this relatively on my own. I have had a mentor as well, but that was like a little later down the line. But during those first couple months, and there was like literally no traction, in terms of, like, I learned a lot. Now that I look back at it, I learned a lot during that time, but it was extremely humbling when you get to that point. You're 5 months in and you're like, I have done nothing but lose money. I do not have a single penny more to my name, and it's just like, well, what the fuck am I doing wrong? And the truth is, you're not. It just takes so much longer. And I the thing that keeps me going is I hear this saying, which is, it takes so much longer than you think, but it happens a lot quicker than you think. And that keeps me going, because you hear the stories of people put in work for a year, 2 years, and then literally that monetary value change happens within virtually 2 months. Like, all it's like that. I don't know if any of you have read Atomic Habits, but the plateau of latent potential, I believe it is, and it's literally just this idea that people think it's like a steady growth. Like, you start here, and the more work you put in, the more you get out. The more you work it, the more you get out. And that is true, but it's more like this. I don't know if you can see it, but it's more very like the time you spend, this and that. It's very, start here, the amount of time you spend, the amount of time you spend, and then it goes up. And I feel like that's pretty relatable to a lot of people who have become successful. And that keeps me going, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm 8 months in. I look at the grand scheme of things, it's not a lot of time. I've spent 8 months trying to change the trajectory of my life, and I know it's going to pay off at some point, and that's what matters. It's not about what I'm making now. The money doesn't matter right now. It's just about getting better at your craft and becoming a better person. That's more or less it. Building these habits, building the daily disciplines, becoming the best possible version of yourself. That's what matters right now. You can't. I've stopped trying to figure out how to make more money and just become better at what I'm doing, and I'm already noticing so many differences with that. So yeah, I would say that's number 2. I'm not sure how many are going to be on here, to be honest with you. I honestly don't know how long this has been already, but yeah, that is number 2. The third big thing that I have learned is that discipline is what carries you. Generally speaking, past the second month, probably less, you're not motivated. You're taking hit after hit. It's like being just punched a bunch of times. No one's motivated to do that. No one's motivated to just fucking sit at their computer and just get fucking punched 20 times a day. No one is motivated to do that after a couple of months. You have to build that discipline that carries you. And I started off relatively small. I was reading 10 pages a day, meditation, that sort of things. I go to the gym, all that sort of stuff. I've built my discipline in various ways, and I'm not saying it's perfect. I do have I have a lot of times during the day and in my head where I'm just like, I just don't want to do this. But when you don't want to do it is when it really matters. You can't sit there and you can't just run off motivation. It's got to be, you've got to have your why as well, the reason you do it. And it can't just be for you. It can't just be for the fact that you want to do this. It's about helping other people and doing what makes you truly happy, because none of us want to sit here 10 hours a day on a computer taking hits, losing money. No one wants to do that. But what matters is, in the long run, you know it will pay off, and you know that you're not going to have to go back to the life that made you start this in the first place. That's what really matters, and that's what keeps me going. And obviously the discipline, but your motivation wears off very quickly, and I don't know anyone that has. I mean, I do this alongside my friend Koza as well. I'll link his channel below, but we both realised very quickly that we just have to keep doing this, and it's good having someone to hold you accountable, but at the end of the day it's down to you. You have to have your reasons, and you have to be disciplined with it. That is what matters. I have noticed that this video is dragging on a bit. Don't know if people are even making it this far, but if you have, I do appreciate you. I'm going to try cut more to the point. I don't know how long this is going to come out to, but I'm just going to post it regardless. But if you made it this far so far, thank you. I appreciate you. Let's get on to number 4. I think, as I've mentioned multiple times, I haven't had huge wins. I haven't made any money, etc., etc. But I think I've proved to myself and people around me that you can change without these big monetary values and things like that. Like, I am a completely different person to who I was a year ago. Like, yeah, I don't even remember that period of my life, to be honest with you. It genuinely, I'm completely different. At least that's what I feel like. I'm not that same person. Not I was a bad person, but I'm not. If you were to compare who I am now and who I was, very different. I was out partying all the time. I was drinking a lot, too much in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, I guess when you're like, I guess social standards when you're young, it doesn't matter. But I was out every weekend. I was out weekdays on work days with my friends. Like, I had my time to do that. I am only 20, but you get the point. But I made a drastic change, because obviously I stated earlier on that it takes longer than you initially think, and I think that shows what kind of person I was. I just wanted that quick change of like, okay, I'm just gonna quit my job, gonna do this, boom, millionaire. And it's not like that. But I've definitely come. Wait, pause. Yeah, wait. I've come a far distance from who I was. I'm pretty happy to say that I'm proud of that. And that it is possible to change without fucking making certain X amount of money. Just building these daily disciplines, genuinely being obsessed with what you do and working extremely hard and being happy with the work you've done every day is a win. That's a win. You don't need to focus on the money and all these things, because it will come as a byproduct, and I truly believe that as someone who hasn't even made anything yet. But I know it's coming, and you can't build your life around that. You build your life around the person you are. You can't focus on money, because realistically, I know every successful person says it. They say you think the money's going to make you happy, you get the money, and then you're not happy, and you think the money's going to make you happy, etc., etc. But I think I focus so much on who I need to become as a person, more so than the money, and I think that's going to definitely benefit me later down the line. But it's possible to just completely do a U-turn, mentally, physically. It's all possible, and I'm truly a believer in this lesson that you can change without big. And when I'm saying big win, I'm saying money wise. Like, you can change without the money being an aspect. You can change based on the work that you put in. That is change. And I honestly don't know if I've just waffled through that one or if that made any sense, but yeah, I'm not 100% on that one. But I'm not 100% on it. I know what I'm supposed to say. I just don't know if I've got it across right, but if I have, I have. If I haven't, I haven't. But yeah, I think another thing I've learned as well is that growth only happens in discomfort. There has been many times where I've got comfortable with my current situation, with my work, things like that, and I've not only plateaued, but I have just dipped completely. And every time I have got comfortable, things just go badly, pretty much. And I've quickly learned that these things that we find uncomfortable and that give us discomfort, they are genuinely the things that help you grow the most. Whether that's within your, like, taking a jump in your business or trying something new. For example, for me, like, to even posting these videos or even recording them right now is making me extremely uncomfortable. I don't like it. You have a lot of thoughts about, what if someone sees this, what if someone does this, what if someone, like, it genuinely, it makes me feel sick to my stomach, but I'm doing it anyway because I know it will help me grow as a person. Whether that growth happens mentally, whatever it is, but I know putting yourself out there and putting yourself in very uncomfortable positions does help you grow. But let's say you're extremely fat, going to the gym is extremely uncomfortable, but you start going, and not only do you grow physically, you start losing weight, you start getting definition, you start doing this and that, but you start to feel more confident. It's literally the exact same business. That is what I've learned. And this is coming from someone who hasn't made any money, so don't sit here and take everything I'm saying as absolutes. But it's something that I feel like every time, especially like business related, every time I've stepped into something that's been uncomfortable, for example, scaling an ad account or trying a new style of creative, these are very niche things, but it has exceptionally grown what I thought was possible before, and each time I do it, it happens. So that is something that I've learned. But overall, I believe, I don't know how long this video has come out to. I was going to do 8 initially, but I do not want to take too much of people's time away. But I do hope that overall someone took something from this. And if you did, do leave a comment below. If you think I'm an idiot, leave a comment below. Whatever it is, I'm not fussed. I honestly don't know if anyone's going to see this, so if someone did make it this far, thank you. This video isn't going to be perfect. I genuinely am probably going to make like 2 cuts in this entire thing. But overall, I'm uncomfortable right now. And the last lesson is growth only happens in discomfort. So I guess this is resonating with me right now, and hopefully some of you took something from this. And yeah, thank you for watching. If you did make it this far, I appreciate you. I'm not gonna lie, sitting here editing this video, I realised I missed, there was something missing, and I realised I missed something, the biggest thing, to be honest with you, and that was building a relationship with God. My life genuinely changed when I started praying on a daily basis, and I've built a relationship. I've become closer with God. I'm not here to sit here and preach and things like that, because I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, whether you're religious, whether you're not. But I feel like it was something. This is lessons that I have learned so far, and this isn't just in business. It's not. I'm saying in general, just building that relationship with God. It's taught me a whole bunch of lessons, man. Like, especially with patience and just knowing that things will come at the right time. That is something I've learned with it. I'm not gonna sit here and preach and make this a really, really long one, but if this does resonate with you, it resonates with you. Building a relationship with God genuinely shifted everything for me. My life has changed since, but yeah, I felt like that was something I needed to add, because without God I wouldn't be pushing still I wouldn't be pushing. That sounded crazy. I wouldn't be pushing along like I am now. I would have definitely given up, 100%. And it's kept me going. And it's built a whole new kind of mental discipline. Like I said, not here to preach, but it's something that I have come to believe in, and it's changed my life. So that is that. I believe it's going to go to the outro clip now, but yeah, made it this far. Appreciate you. Thank you. One last thing as well, as a bit of an outro, me and you heard me mention a friend earlier on in the video, Koza. We've built out a Discord community. There's absolutely no one in there at the moment apart from me and him, but if you're an entrepreneur still in this growing period of your journey, do give it a join. We're open to connect with people, we're open to talk, we're open for anything. Do just give it a join, or don't, whatever floats your boat. But I do think people could benefit from it. People, I think, especially in this period of entrepreneurship, if anyone's fans of Modern Wisdom here, the Lonely chapter you would have heard before. It's just this idea that you're in this chapter in between transition. You're in like a transitional period of your life where it's extremely lonely, and you're just constantly working, pretty much. I don't think that's the exact definition of it. I do know in my head, but I'm just speaking off the top of my head at the moment. But do give it a join if you're in this same period, or if you're miles ahead, you could potentially help us. That would also be great. But yeah, whoever's open to it, do just give it a join. And I appreciate you watching. If you made it this far, I'll leave a couple of links in the description. But yeah, thank you.